So this is a great practice to, if you're not sure if to say yes or no, just imagine yourself there. Imagine you are actually saying yes to this option, to this choice. How does that make you feel? If that makes you feel great, then yeah, go ahead. You're not going to regret it, but if it makes you feel not your best, then probably the answer is no. Hello everyone and welcome to Love Tune, your space for healing, inspiration and growth. My name is Ani Manukyan and today we will be continuing on the theme that we have going on you feeling your best and prioritizing yourself. And today specifically we will be covering the importance of putting yourself first. Because if you want to feel your best, you need to prioritize yourself and put yourself first. If this is something that you are not used to doing, you might have a lot of triggers, or you might even get triggered now just by me saying you putting yourself first, as if that's in some way, shape or form a negative thing. But as we will discuss further, you will realize that it's actually doing service to humanity. So let's do a quick exercise, and if I ask you to quickly visualize, if you have to close your eyes, if this is a safe space for you to do so, just imagine yourself as the whole universe, and I want you to see where you stand within this flow of the universe. Are you in the center of it all, of the flow of it all, or are you somewhere in the outskirts? If this flow is your life and if you are meant to be in the center, are you in the center or are you somewhere outside of this whole center flow? And if you are not able to see it or visualize it, maybe you can feel it or sense it. Because everything flows from the center and you need to be in the center of your life for everything to flow and work for you. So the further you are away from this center alignment in your life, the harder it will be for you to create and actually be in this flow and feel like everything is working for you. And so you can just question yourself, where am I in this flow? Am I in the center or am I outside somewhere? And somehow we associate us and us being in the center somehow with other people. But it's very important for you to realize that you cannot help anyone else if you are not the main person in your life first. And you're not making or you're not helping anyone else by you not being in the center and feeling your best. So this is just a reminder for you to be number one in your life first and then focus on serving other people. For example, if you don't put yourself first in, for example, your health, nobody can work out for you or focus on your health and do the things that you need to do to be at your top health and well-being except from you. Or your spiritual well-being and your spiritual inner work that you need to do. And for example, nobody can meditate instead of you or create that inner zen instead of you. So it's important for you to be that number one person that is there for you, that does all these things. And you have this space as well for yourself, for your emotional well-being, where you can create this cocoon where you can feel the emotions, release them and feel at peace. And for all of these things to happen, for all of these little parts that make you feel your best, even creating space for learning new things. all of this requires for you to be the main person in your life, to feel your best and create this essence or this mindset, let's say, that it is vital for me to put myself first. I was actually recently inspired by this quote that I found. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who the author is, but I will read this for you. Everything you do right now ripples outward and affects everyone. Your posture can shine your heart or transmit anxiety. Your breath can radiate love or muddle the room in depression. Your glance can awaken joy. Your words can inspire freedom. Your every action can open hearts and minds. I think it's very inspiring, but also it highlights the importance of not only putting yourself first, but taking full responsibility for your life and yourself. And this is what you do when you put yourself first. And people who tell you that it is selfish in any way, shape, or form are the people who used to take advantage of you not putting yourself first and not being able to say no. So let's take a deep breath for that. And what about when it comes to making decisions and choices? How do you do them? Or how do you take those choices while still putting yourself first? I can give you a great example. For example, if I am told, welcome to visit this country or anywhere else, well, welcome to this event, welcome to this country, we are inviting you here. How do you know what is the right choice for you? How do you know how to say yes and no? And this is where it comes into you putting yourself first and really feeling with every part of your being, how would I feel if I would be there right now? Or the whole idea of me being in this country, for example, New York came to mind. How would I feel if I would be in New York? Or how would I feel if I was invited to India, for example? Do I feel this innate excitement just by the thought of it, or do I feel like I need to drag myself there? And do I feel that I have to say yes? What are the obligations that I feel that I have to say yes to? And by so doing, in some way, shape, or form, not listening to myself and my core being. So this is a great practice to, if you're not sure if to say yes or no, just imagine yourself there. Imagine you are actually saying yes to this option, to this choice. How does that make you feel? If that makes you feel great, then yeah, go ahead. You're not going to regret it, but if it makes you feel not your best, then probably the answer is no. And it's the same case when it comes to saying no to people. If your whole being is saying you to tell you no to this person's request or to this person altogether, and you go against that and you say yes, you know that you have gone against yourself. And that feels really bad. And that's why saying no to people is the same practice. It's just saying no when you know the answer is a no. And it's also important to remember what is for your highest good is also for the highest good of the other person, on the other people that you are saying no to. So if it's for my highest and good to say no to you, of your request, for example, to drive you to the airport or any other request, if it's for my highest and good and if it's my truth to say no to you, then it's for your highest good as well for me not to drive you to the airport, for example, because you might find another better option or another person who is more aligned to do that for you. I hear so many people struggling with this people pleasing and not being able to say no. But again, remember, what is for your highest good is also for the highest good of the other person. And by you being able to say no, you are showing people how to treat you, because you respect yourself enough to not go against yourself. So people will respect you as well and treat you accordingly. You're not being a better person by always saying yes to people, even if it goes against you. And again, people pleasing is not being of service, it's not being nice, it's not kindness. It's just, if you start to see people pleasing as something sleazy, then you will not want to do it. If you see yourself as a high value person, even though I don't like this word because it's become too cliche and too low value word, but if you see yourself as someone who acts according to their high standards and values, then you will not want to be associated with this sleazy word as people pleasing. Your standards are too high for this. So next time you feel like saying yes, even though your whole being is telling you no, and you know that if you say yes to this person, you are going against yourself, your values, and your core being, just remember this: people pleasing is a sleazy word and I don't want to associate with it. And then saying no will be much easier for you. And somehow we only focus on ourselves. By you saying no, you're actually helping the other person as well. You're teaching them how to say no. So next time someone asks this same person a request and they want to say no to that, they will remember you. This person said no in such a graceful way. I was not offended. I felt that it was mutual benefit for them to say no, and now I can do the same when someone else asks me a request or anything else that I feel like I need to say no to. So you're actually doing a service by saying no to people. So remember that as well. You're teaching people with your action or actions. So it all starts with introspection. What do I want? And really getting to know yourself and knowing yourself. And this is what I focus on a lot in the program called Natural Unity, where you get to connect deeper to your core being and really know yourself and know what it is that you want in life, from relationships to everything else, because you become deeper connected to your intuition and yourself. So whether it's new opportunities or possibilities, the better you know yourself, the better you will know what's the right path for you. So if right now you feel lost in life or you feel lack of purpose, it means you're not putting yourself first and you're not deeply connected and rooted into yourself. Because if you were, you would already know what is the right step for you, what it is that you want. It's so easy to always look outside of yourself. What is it that everyone else wants from me, but what is it that I want? And this is something that I had to learn on my path, growing up in a big family and having a sister who is special need, and where I had to grow up quickly because everyone needed my help in the family, and I lost touch growing up in terms of what is my purpose, what is it that I want, because I was always there for everyone else and putting my needs last. And this only changed when I learned that it's okay to put myself first, to always also have my own needs. I'm not being selfish by saying no to people. It's okay to be the center of my own life. Nobody else can take full responsibility of my life. So I have to be in that center and create my life from this space. And I truly believe people have lack of purpose and feel lost in life because they don't put themselves first, because this was my experience. And once I started to do that, everything started to flow. I had so much more clarity in terms of who I was or who I am and what is my life purpose. And I started to see life differently because I wasn't focused on what does this person want from me? How can I please this person? How can I make life better for this person? What is it that I want? Started to become the question, and starting from scratch, getting to know yourself, building yourself up and knowing what it is that you want from life and how to create that. And your life becomes then a true reflection of you and what it is that you want, and not from vague ideas of what people tell you life is meant to look like. And again, people who say that you have changed, you have become selfish, are the same people who took advantage of you not putting yourself first and not being able to say no. And I had a couple of people like that as well. But again, you're teaching people how to treat you, how to respect you, and that you don't accept being the second person in your life or being used. Because energy is finite. It's not finite. You can rebuild your energy. But once it's gone, it's gone. And it's the same with time. During the day, you have so much energy, and it is your responsibility to know who and what you invest this energy into, so that when the energy is gone, you know that you have invested it into yourself or into something that is useful or fruitful to you. And you don't feel completely drained because it's been sucked out of you here and there from every corner and direction. And I mentioned circle of life in my previous episode in terms of you being clear in terms of where you stand in life and where each person in your life stands, and you having this clarity in terms of how much energy you give to each person or don't give, or if they even stand in your life or don't stand in your life. And this tool really helps you to prioritize and manage your energy and time wisely, and cutting any cords from all and every toxic person or people in your life and not allowing them into your space. And again, you will remember the importance of filling up your own cup, especially as women who give out energy, since women are the ones who give men energy. It's vital for you to put yourself first and learn how to prioritize your own well-being, putting yourself first, not allowing people to mess up your mood, like I spoke about in my previous episode. It all comes down to a mindset change and a habit change, because people pleasing and not putting yourself first is a habit that you have built that you can crush and rebuild a new habit, which is built on self-respect and putting yourself first and saying no when you want to say no. So really it comes down to having the awareness of each choice that you make. Am I going against myself? Am I staying true to myself by making this choice? And for you to really be proud of yourself at the end of your life that, yes, I stayed true to myself throughout this life and I have no regrets whatsoever because I was true to myself. I hope this rant has helped you to not forget to put yourself first. And just to even remind you that you always know, every part of your being will tell you when you are going against yourself or when you are being true to yourself. And if you stay true to yourself, you will not go astray. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I love you so much. I'm sending you so much love. And thank you for the support, for sharing this episode and leaving me a review. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next episode.